Hello and welcome to another Letter of the Day Ideas video. Today's letter was letter M, and M is for if you give a mouse a brownie. That's one of the Laura Numeroff books in her series that includes if you give a mouse a cookie, if you give a moose a muffin, if you give a dog a donut, if you give a cat a cupcake. So there are bunches of them. And maybe you haven't read this one, if you give a mouse a brownie, but it's also equally good and fun to read. First, we decorated letter M to look like a mouse. We put ears and eyes and a nose and whiskers. After that, we practiced writing the letter M. Letter M is just number 1. And then slide down and walk back up and fall straight down again. The little M is just a little number 1, and then you just hop over 2 times, boing, boing. For the sound that letter M makes, this is what I like to do for that. So letter M says, you have to make your lips disappear. Make your lips disappear like magic. Make your lips disappear and then hum through your lips. Letter M says, It's the sound that I make when I eat something delicious. And the mouse is going to eat a brownie. That is one of my favorite sweet treats, brownies. What's your favorite sweet treat? What do you like to eat? Oh, that's really yummy. So just go through and practice that letter sound. Let your child or your students just say different things that they like to eat, different sweet treats. Somebody might say marshmallows and everybody says, or ice cream, cookies, donuts, with sprinkles and chocolate on top. So that's how we practice the sound that letter M makes. And then we did practice a special sound today, and I'll show you what that is. Hold on, I think this is kind of rubbed off, but we talked about a special sound O and U make when you put them together. O and U together makes the sound ow. Let me do that again. O and U together makes the sound ow. O-U together makes the sound ow, as in mouse. So we also talked about mouse is one mouse, and more than one, you have to change the word and it's mice. So one mouse and more than one mice. That was our letter and language time for today. And then for math, we did some fun 3D shapes. So let me tell you about that really quickly. So this is a cube. It looks like a square, but it's not flat. A square is flat. This has sides. I can hold it. A 3D shape is not flat, it's fat. So this is a 3D shape. See? There are squares on all the sides, so that makes this a cube. Square, 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 square. This is a cube. We practiced finding cubes using these cool Boom learning cards that I got from Teachers Pay Teachers, and I'll put the link below if you'd like to get these too. So I told the students just to look for all the cubes. And then we found all the cubes. There's one, there's one, there's one, and there's one. And then the next shape was a sphere. So I showed them this ball. A sphere is kind of like a circle, but it's round all the way around. And look at this, it's not flat. This is a sphere, like a ball, sphere. So then we found all the spheres on that same Boom card sheet or Boom card game, I don't know, that activity. Then next, there was the cylinder. And so I showed this for the cylinder. It's round all the way around. It has a flat top and bottom. This is a cylinder. So we went back to the Boom cards and we found all the cylinders. Then we found the rectangular prisms, like this eraser. It's something that has it's something that is a 3D shape. That means it's not flat. See, has sides all the way around. And every one of these sides is a rectangle. Rectangle, 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 rectangle. So this is called a rectangular prism. And a brownie is a rectangular prism. And then let me see, the other shape is a cone, like this birthday party hat. A cone has a pointy end and the other end is flat, but it's round all the way around otherwise. So if you turn it upside down, it reminds me of an ice cream cone. And so that's what it's called, a cone. So then we found all the cones on the boom cart. Now then for music and movement time, we did a little spoon drumming, because in the story, if you give a mouse a brownie, he does that. He gets some spoons and he does some drumming and has his own little band. So that was our music and movement. I just played lively music and we just used our spoons. For art today, art today kind of goes along with math. Let me grab something. Because we made a rectangular prism, but we turned it in to a brownie. So there's a brownie with chocolate chips. You can see it's a rectangular prism. It's rectangle, rectangle, rectangle on all the sides. So we made a chocolate chip one. I also made one that has some sprinkles on it. So that's all we did, was we just made a rectangular prism. You can get the link to get this at my website with the weekly lesson plan. So that was art. For social studies and science today, we did do science, sort of. It was just slideshows or slides that talked about mice. First of all, I only see one right here, so that's one mouse. And then now there are mice on this page. That means more than one. How many mice can you see? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mice. Good. Mice have pointed snouts. They have small rounded ears and a long, almost hairless tail. Mice use their whiskers to sense changes in the temperature and to help fill the surface that they're walking along. There are more than 30 known species of mice. God created some pretty interesting animals when he created mice. Look at those colors, lots of different colors. Some are long, some are short. Some have big ears, some have tiny ears, some have red eyes, some have black eyes. So more than 30 different varieties of mice. Mice are nocturnal. That means they sleep during the day and they're awake and hunting for food at night. They have poor eyesight, but they make up for this with their very good hearing. I mean, look at those ears. They can hear really well and they can also smell very well. Mice build complex burrows, like little tunnels underground, kind of like ants. They're very clean and tidy rodents with their burrows. They often have a separate area for storing food, sleeping, and for going to the toilet. It's kind of like a little mousy bathroom. They also have some escape routes. So if a predator kind of crawls in and is looking for them like a snake, they can get out the back door. In 1928, a man named Walt Disney first created a mouse cartoon character named Mickey Mouse. The rest is history. Now there are mice in lots and lots of movies. Maybe you even recognize some of these movies. Not only are mice characters in movies, they're also in books. And the book today that we read was If You Give a Mouse a Brownie by Laura Numeroff, illustrated by Felicia Bond. Now, I couldn't find the Kindle version just yet. It says you have to pre-order it. Even though this book has been out, I just don't think it's on Amazon Kindle yet. So I read it using a YouTube link, and I'll put the link below, but I won't be able to share with you that the Kindle link just yet, but you can check and keep looking for that. So I hope that gives you some ideas for letter M is if you give a mouse a brownie, and I'll see you next time for letter N. Goodbye.